everybody. We're back again with you. I'm loving doing this. It's so much fun. I'm loving what the sense is that I can, in these kinds of sessions, help you as a business owner, business operator, business leader, line manager, C-suite leader, senior management person, key leader in the organization, help you have the kind of skills that will help you do really well in business and bring transformation into the world in which you work and turn up to do every day, and that is business. And business is so much fun, and yet at the same time it can appear like it's hard work. So we're asking the question today of you, can you answer this question of your staff, the people that are accountable to you, that you lead, you're not fired? And I want to help you deal with that. So we've talked about team meetings, we've talked about small group meetings where you meet with them, get to know them. We've talked about performance management and what that can do. And remember, when you do these kinds of things, and I'm going to give you another clue on working with your teams, is that you actually preempt problems and you diffuse distractions. So preempt problems and diffuse distractions, and you greatly empower your staff because they know they're engaged with you, you care for them, and they're involved. So when we look at our staff, I wonder whether you actually do this in this whole performance management area, whether you're doing any one-on-one coaching, or one-to-small group coaching, or one-on-one mentoring, or one-to-small group mentoring of the people in your world. So coaching is where you ask powerful questions to help people that you're working with understand the concept and idea. So I was talking to a potential client in the events industry today. I'm meeting with him next week. I'm going to have a conversation and we're going to work out the scope of work, and really excited about what that can do for him in really developing his business. So I said to him, why don't you think about what you could offer the organization that we're a part of with events? I gave him a couple of clues and he got it. He said, I could do this. And I said, absolutely. So I said, I don't want you to say anything today. What I want you to do is write up your strategy and make an appointment with the owners of the organization, meet with them, present it to them, and work out what that might be for you and show them what you can do in the organization. So I had a great session. He went away with a great idea, help him in his business, and he'll put whole bunch of energy into that space. And I'm looking forward to what he comes back with in helping the organization, but also helping himself present to the organization the skills and ability that he has. And that's what happens in a one-on-one coaching conversation. People discover the dream that's on the inside and they start to live it out. And if you're in a mentoring conversation, this is where you're actually in front of that person, you're leading them forward and you're upskilling them so they might do what they do better. So you're not trying to get them to get the solution, you're working with them so they can move forward in their skills and their abilities. And it's just great to do, because this is what I encourage my business owners to understand. Less is more. And what I want you to do is do less and share the load and responsibility across the organization and watch the multiplication that takes place because you are engaged with your staff, your organization, your teams, your managers, and they will do far more. Let me tell you this again. They will do far more for you than you could ever imagine. I remember in my early days in coaching, one of my clients said, can you benchmark my business? And so I said, absolutely, we can do benchmarking because there are some really great tools out there that we can do that. He's in a retail business. So we got the specific benchmark for him, for his organization. And we looked at what his business is generating and what the benchmarking is. And in most indicators, he was actually ahead of the game. One of the areas where he wasn't ahead of the game, and that is in the area of staff. And so he owns the business. and mum and dad work in the business as directors of the business. And one of the areas we've been working on really powerfully with him, showing him the power of what your staff can do for you. And the benchmarking told us that his staff, when well employed and well trained and well engaged, the things that we've talked about in these sessions, when they're doing that, they will produce 2 to 3 times more income for the business than you can in doing very similar things. And when I showed him that, he realized, oh, I need to get out of the way. Absolutely you do. That's why you grow your business and why you employ staff, is so you can get out of the way and so you can grow. And I often illustrate it by using steps, and sometimes for business owners, the challenging of steps is when you're going along and you've got to take that next step up. That's the hard work you've got to do to move into a new dynamic, a new level of ability, skill, and that's oftentimes where you will need a coach to help you do those kind of growth dynamics for you and for your staff. And that's what I do, and that's why I do these shows, to help you understand the power of what you're doing, to give you the skills and abilities in your world, and give you thinking time where you take a podcast like this and you're asking the question that I'm asking of you today: can you say for all your staff, you're not fired? And if they can, I want you to answer the question this way: it's not their problem, it's mine, and I'm going to change the way I go about doing the engagement with my staff, growing my staff, developing them, training them, mentoring them, coaching them, assessing them, profiling them, putting them through certifications, diplomas, and there's lots of fantastic resources. And the government, listen to this, in Australia, and the government wants to help you train your staff and upskill your staff, and will give you employment bonuses and benefits financially into your business when you do that. And so I just want to encourage, it's a great world to actually enter into when you really think more highly of your staff than you're doing right now, and you're saying, and I am going to fire any of you, I'm going to grow you, I'm going to develop you, I'm going to train you, I'm going to upskill you, I'm going to empower you, I'm going to release you, I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to work with you, I'm going to listen to your ideas and your feedback, I'm going to give you opportunities to speak into the organization. And all of those things are really good. I'm going to performance manage you in a way that does this. Oftentimes we have KPIs for our business and for our teams and for our individuals, and I have a great portal that can help you in that space. And this is a way in which you can set very clear objectives for the whole organization, break it down to each staff member, and help them see, hey, these are your KPIs, this is your job. Do these things, and I'm going to help you actually do that. I'm going to give you the training, the resources, the tools, the books, the podcasts, the DVDs, the online training, the online coaching, whatever it might be, to help them actually get to where you want them to be. And actually, let me tell you this, where they want to be above what you're dreaming for them. It really is really quite powerful to do. So I'm wondering how you're doing with all of this, because this will transform what you're doing and how you're going about doing it, and give you great confidence and strength and insight into your staff and into your organization. So you will be able to look over your organization over this weekend and think over every single member, why don't I fire you? I need to do this and this and this with you. And put a strategy in place over every single one of your staff, or work with your senior leadership team or your executive and sit down, spend 2 or 3 hours working through every staff member and say, our philosophy is we don't want to fire anybody. We actually want to grow them, develop them, enhance them, empower them, train them, upskill them, mentor them, KPI them, give very clear outcomes for them, and give them a way in which they know that they have an equitable engagement within the organization, that they're helping deliver the mission, the vision and the values of the organization, and watch your team exceeding your expectations over and over and over again, because you give them the space in which they can grow and that they will grow. So I'm asking you the question again. Can you say of your staff, every one of them, you're not fired? If you can't, what are you going to do about it today to change the way you see them and change the way they see themselves, to change the way they're operating, to find the ways in which you know that they are struggling, dealing with that? And our organizations fail because we fail them as leaders. They don't fail us, we fail them firstly and primarily because we have not put the right mechanisms in place to actually help them be all that they can be. And I am never amazed, and I know this, people want to do more than we think that they can. I was talking to a young lady today who is looking at branching out on her own, and I'm going to send her my planning template to help her just do that. And I don't think the business knows that that's what she wants to do yet. And I'm so excited for her because she sees inside of herself it's possible. And she said this to me as I did a presentation about, she said, I'm going to can my can'ts, I'm going to step into this space, I'm going to say that I'm possible rather than it's impossible, and I'm going to make a difference. And that's what that happens when you change the perspective, how you see your teams. So I encourage you today, answer this question in the affirmative. You're not fired about every single member of your staff because you know the strategy you're going to put into place. It's been a delight to be able to be with you again, and I'd love you to be able to talk to us. So do that at 101 Media Group. Contact us there, admin at 101 Media Group, or myself, John at peakconsultancy.com.au, and in Australia 0413 286 774, where we bring powerful transformation keys into your world. Thank you so much.